Drops of rain are falling on the ground, and they're slowly taking your shape and sound. You bring something special to me, and from all eyes behind, point to the boy. Grazie.
Angelica.
Last year, I was called to do a presentation for the Alliston Probus Club, and at the time I had just published a book called Habits Rule You, a book about how to create positive habits in nutrition and fitness. But after chatting a bit with Dwight, the speaker's chair, he said, "How about talk about your musical journey?" Not about my new book, which basically is the result of close to 20 years of learning, working in the field and research. He wanted to talk about my musical journey. At first, I couldn't wrap my mind around it. Nobody had ever showed an interest in my musical journey. Back in 2012, I did put my life in a book form, which obviously it's all about my musical journey. But then I asked myself, what did I accomplish so far? I thought, when I make it, when others acknowledged and approved of my work, in the form of a Grammy, for example, only then people will be curious to hear my story. I knew exactly what talking about my musical journey meant. People want to hear about the struggles that precede the victory. How am I supposed to tell people about my life journey when I haven't reached that glorious point yet? And what does victory mean anyway? For longer than 2 decades, I had been plugging away, tried things considered by many far-fetched, to say the least. Tried putting myself in the right place at the right time in hopes to get that opportunity I kept hearing others got when they just sang on the street and this big-time music mogul just happened to pass by and turn their life upside down in a good way overnight. So did I get my victory yet? Let me tell you a story first, and then I'll get back to this victory idea.
You have a very inspiring story yourself, your background, how you've gotten to where you are now, from Romania to here in Toronto.
Again, my dream got bigger. As soon as I came here, I saw the possibilities. At the same time, that was a huge challenge for me because I didn't know English at the time. So it took me years to develop that. So from that point on, I tried to mesh with the reality of my new life. I desperately wanted to continue with my singing, but the education and experience I had weren't exactly prerequisites for any of the jobs listed in the classified section of Toronto newspapers. So I had to reconsider what to do for a living. My first job was door-to-door sales for a gas service company. Very shady. I was doing well until one day I realized that what I was telling customers was not entirely true. I didn't know, or didn't understand, there were loopholes. Once I found out about that, I stopped believing in what I was selling and my sales plummeted down. One day, my supervisor called me in her office and said, "I have to let you go." To which I asked, "Where?" Then she repeated, "I have to let you go." At that point I thought, what's up with this chicken? In my head that meant chick. "Where do you want me to go?" I asked again. And that was the aha moment in her universe that she decided to give it to me differently. "You are fired." "Oh, so that's what that means." Okay.
News Radio 910 WSBA.
Angelica, wonderful, unbelievable stuff.
Thank you very much.
Just a great voice.
And your story is so inspiring.
Unbelievable. You didn't let things get in your way, and you said, you know, I'm going to become what I think about, what I feel, my passion. And that, to me, is just absolutely a wonderful testament to your life.
The thing that intrigues me most about this story is she's going to become famous, and people are going to see her singing in Las Vegas or Carnegie Hall or on television. There's a reason why big, huge stars are big, huge stars. They're more talented, but a lot of big, huge stars, and Angelica's story is certainly one, and one of the more inspiring of the ones that I've heard, have a backstory, and it may not be as easy as you may think.
Yeah. And she's doing it, booking these places herself. Did over 1,500 concerts when she was in Romania as a kid, started out early. So, I mean, she's paid a price to get there, but she's following a dream and cultivating it herself, not putting it in someone else's hands.
I used to pray to God to help me do what I love, without realizing that I have been doing what I loved all along. Going back to the victory idea, today I can say that I feel truly victorious. Except my victory is not the kind people expect to hear, and definitely not the kind I have been expecting for years. My victory is thinking.
After learning the real struggles people experience in other parts of the world and still are able to find joy in the simple things, it makes us truly appreciate Canada and why so many people want to call Canada their new home.
There are a number of lessons to be taken from this, a number of inspirations. One, obviously, if you're down and you want to get up, it's entirely up to you if you do. You've done that for many years, and I think that's something we can take home. Another thing that I got loud and clear out of what you were saying is what we take for granted every day, and that's living in this great country. Art for the rest of us who were born and live here all our lives, we really should be grateful for what we have, and you brought that out. So for everything you said and did today, thank you on behalf of all of us, and I wish you all the best going forward.